Hello, welcome to this commentary session for the Bay Area Flyers. My name is Mac, and today we will be discussing news and other topics of the RC world. First, to get it kicked off, Horizon Hobby has a new plane. It's called a Twin Otter ARF by Hangar 9. It looks like this plane is pretty big. It's very scale. Looks like it's going to be awesome. Also, looks like people are starting to get their foresights in the US. But the only problem is I'm ready for a new Ultra Micro because it took a while for that one to get out, and I think I'm already ready for Park Zone or E-Flight to release a new one. Also, Banana Hobby. I'm going to talk about Banana Hobby because I think they have a chance to improve. So let's give them a shot. Also, I'm also doing it because this thing looks awesome. It's the Airbus A380, the quad motor system. It looks cool. I think it's gonna run pretty good because Hobby King is also selling it, not to the US though, but to other countries. So that looks like it's gonna be cool. It's not on pre-order, so I wouldn't be too concerned. Also, Hobby Lobby announced a new plane. It's called the B-25 Apache Princess. Full retracts. It's pretty cool. Dual motor system, and it looks like it is running on 3-cell power. So that looks cool. The airframe's $300. It looks like it flies pretty nice. Good color scheme. And what else? Oh, Hobby Lobby also announced a new F-16. I have a video for that. Links in the sidebar. I previewed that. It looks like the dynamic color scheme is in stock, and looks like the gray one will be in stock soon. Not yet though. The gray one is in stock. Scratch that. And Hobby King also has a new plane. It's called a Micro D17. Looks like a trainer. That's pretty cool. Good blue color scheme. That one looks pretty cheap. It's plug and fly. So I think that's it for the news. One of the events that's going or did happen over the week was E-Fest. Looks like it's a big success. Horizon Hobby has a big page about it, and they also have a video on YouTube on their site. Links in the sidebar to the page. I think I would want to go next year, but I can't because I'm busy. So that looks like it was a lot of fun. I think that's it. And so today we're going to be talking about beginners and what I recommend for if you're a beginner or you're teaching someone else to fly a plane who's a beginner. First thing is always the simulator. The simulator will basically simulate, believe it or not, what will happen in real life when they fly their plane. Get them started on something easy, keep them motivated. That's probably the number one thing. To be an RC and to really start in it, you have to be motivated. The inspiration usually comes from air hogs. Thanks to them we could get young people started on this, like me. So first thing is the simulator. Get them practiced on it. Make sure they really have it down. It's important that you have all the basics like landing and taking off and all that. Everything that they want to do. Maybe not tricks yet, but everything that they want to do in the air. Get them. Make sure they're set with that on the simulator. The next thing would be to go with a 3-channel plane, basically a Cub, or pretty much a Cub. Maybe not a Cessna because that's 4-channel. I think that's a little advanced because of the ailerons. So it's tempting to go to an Ultra Micro because they're so cheap and they're durable and all that, but there's no Ultra Micro except for the Super Cub that can really fly, outdoors decent. And the Super Cub can't even. J3 Cub is what I'm talking about. Links in the sidebar. That's not really a good beginner plane for outdoors because it just gets tossed around in even the slightest bit of wind. So what I would recommend is probably the Hobby Zone Super Cub. Links in the sidebar to that. They have BNF versions of that and also RTF. I'd recommend if you don't, I'd recommend if you are teaching the person and you have something like a DX7 or DX6i, I'd probably recommend the bind and fly, because you can do the buddy box setup. That would be ideal for a beginner on their first day. If you're new to this hobby, I definitely recommend the RTF version. The RTF version comes with everything that you'd ever need for this plane, and it allows you to just get started, keep you motivated and relaxed. So once you're comfortable with that on the 3-channel plane, like the Super Cub, you would go to the to something that's 4-channel. Now you can go with sure, pusher props, and definitely not EDFs, but pusher props. Maybe an acrobatic plane if you're really comfortable and you practice on the simulator a lot. But main thing I'd recommend is something like a Cessna. Any type of Cessna that's a 2-bladed prop and it has a decent landing gear design that's really durable, that would be best. I use the Park Flyer Cessna, links in the sidebar. That one is very good for a second plane. And then pretty much after your second plane, just keep practicing on the simulator, and you can pretty much fly everything that you want to fly. Not turbine, that takes a little more skill, but like extras, you could probably fly that, and maybe get into EDFs. I definitely recommend that as a fun thing to do once you got it down. So that's what I recommend for a beginner. Next week we'll maybe have a beginner that I'm teaching. He's gotten very good at it. He's just getting into the RC hobby. So we'll probably have him on to describe what he thinks if he was to redo his experience or not, how he would do that. So that's all I have for the beginner. A couple extra things are that you should, the ATTF guys, on iTunes, type in All Things That Fly. I can't put a link, but All Things That Fly in iTunes, and the podcast at the bottom, that is one of the most useful things for me. That's just a boatload of information. They are cooking out the information every single week on that show. I gotta give a round of applause to them, because they even have a beginner show. They take the time to explain everything. And they just love doing it. So those guys, big thanks to them. Go check them out. And another thing that is really useful is a magazine. Probably Fly RC or Backyard Flyer is a great beginner's magazine. If you want to get a little advanced, you can go with Model Aviation, from the AMA and all that. But Fly RC is one of the greatest magazines, I believe. It just tells you all the new planes, has tips, builders, tricks. It can really get you started. It explains a lot of things. That's good. Another thing that you'd want to do after that second plane is get an AMA license. If you're younger than 18, I believe it is, it's $1 a year. So that's great. And if you're older than 18 and you're middle-aged, it's like $40, I think, and it's a few less if you're a senior. So that would definitely be something awesome to do, because number one, it makes you feel official. and it's just a backup plan, just in case you fly irresponsibly, which you should always remember when you're putting that plane up. It's gonna have your name on it. You're responsible for it, and it's in your control. So just be careful out there and go have some fun with RC.